Hello, I'm Chef Lorious. Welcome back to Calabama Cooking. We are in the Love Lab today making pan-fried Brussels sprouts with creamy Parmesan sauce. It is decadent, but it's healthy because it's a vegetable. Stay tuned, let's cook. Let's start with our ingredients. We're going to start by cooking a little prosciutto. Now when you buy prosciutto, it actually is ready to eat as it comes, but I'm going to crisp it up in the skillet a little bit because we're going to put these crunchy bits right on top of our dish in the end, and it's going to be divine. Here we have our Brussels sprouts, and you're wondering, why is this towel over them? I'm going to tell you why. Brussels sprouts retain a lot of moisture. So what I always recommend doing is you go ahead and wash them while they're whole, cut them, and then wrap them in a towel to absorb as much of the moisture as you can before you start cooking, because you want them to be as dry as possible. And even then, they're still gonna have some moisture. All right? We've got some heavy cream, some Parmesan cheese. We've got a little bit of nutmeg we're gonna finish with, a little parm for the top, garlic powder, some minced garlic, butter, olive oil, salt, and pepper. This is actually a very simple dish to make. It doesn't take a long time, but it packs a flavor punch. Let's get to it. First thing we're gonna do is start rendering some of the fat from this prosciutto. Now, like I said, prosciutto is already done. It's these nice little thin slices, and you just want to let it crisp up here in the skillet so we can put these little pieces on the top of the dish. And you'll see that the bacon crunch and flavor this gives to it's everything. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm overreacting, you guys, but I'm telling you, prosciutto is amazing. Now, if you can't find prosciutto in your local market, you can also just use plain bacon. It's fine, or you can use chopped ham, or you can use pancetta, which is another Italian bacon. You have a lot of options. I just like prosciutto because it's really nice and salty, and it really marries well with the flavor of the cream and the sprouts. Now remember, because your prosciutto is technically already done, it's not going to take a long time to render this fat to get some flavor in here, but you just want it to get crisp. So just, watch it, give it a few minutes, move it around so it doesn't burn, and it's going to wilt up. That's okay. This is what you want. I love eating prosciutto though with like a nice cheese or something. It's one of the best snacks around. And it just seemed like the perfect partner for a Brussels sprout dish. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong. If you want to help it along, you can take a little olive oil and squirt in there. And don't think, oh, it's bacon, it doesn't need more fat. Well, it's a different type of bacon cut. And that extra fat from just a squeeze of olive oil helps it sizzle up a little bit more. This can take you about 3 or 4 minutes. If you add extra oils, it can go a little faster, but you don't want to oil it up because it is bacon after all. So just go ahead and let it kind of do its thing, 3 or 4 minutes in here, just like this. It smells so good. Now this piece is like we want it, see? Just a little crisp to it. We're going to chop these up and put it on top of our dish when we finish it. Let's just go ahead and put these over here. Again, you're not cooking the prosciutto because it's already done. You're just crisping it up a little bit. Okay, and now that that's done, we are going to set this aside while we continue with the rest of our dish. Now that we have gotten our prosciutto all nice and crisp, we're gonna start on our sprouts. We're gonna add a little bit of butter to our skillet and a squeeze of olive oil. Now the reason we're doing butter and olive oil is because the smoke points are different, right? Butter will give us really nice flavor, but butter will also get really hot really quick and just burn. So the olive oil will help slow that process down. And we're going to take our Brussels sprouts and place them in this oil with the open side down. Okay? Now don't get impatient and just dump them all in there, okay? Don't do that, because if you do that, you're not gonna get the crispness you want. And you see how, even though I dried these out extra with that paper towel, you see how they are still responding with the moisture? That's why you wanna be extra careful with them, because Brussels sprouts really do retain a lot of water. We're gonna put a nice little crispy sear on these, a little pan frying. And it doesn't take long for Brussels sprouts to cook, especially when you cut them in half. Just don't cheat the process. And they'll pop a little bit, okay? So, you know, be bold, be brave. You'll be all right. Watch your temperature. You want to keep the heat high enough to keep them sizzling, but not so high that they just burn and char, just completely black char and burn. So you just want to be nice to it, kind of watch the heat. I cook with electric. I think gas would probably be easier to control it, but you know your stove and you know what you need to do. So do that. See that, fam? All I'm doing, putting these down. And make sure your pan is big enough, because if you overcrowd it or if your pan is too small, they'll end up steaming. And you don't want that. That is not what we want. This is not a steamed dish. Okay. See that? And they'll start to turn bright green like these are over here. And that's giving you a hint that they are getting close to done. Now the best part at the end is you get these little pieces here. Make sure you put those in. Those are always good. Those crisp up the best, I think. Once you've gotten the Brussels sprouts in, because they cook quickly and your oil is hot and you've got that flavor, you'll notice that they start browning. Look at that. That's what you want. Just that nice light brown on there. And you want to turn them all over. Don't cheat. Start with the first ones you put down. And just check them, because if it's not quite ready, move on to the next one. Because this does not take long to cook. See that? Make sure you have your tongs and just take your time and turn them. Oh man, I can't wait to eat these. You know, when I was a kid, my mom did not make Brussels sprouts a lot, but the few times she did, it was the way all moms in the 70s made them, where they did this like kind of broiling. I don't know what they did to them. But Brussels sprouts got a bad rap for years because of moms in the 70s. I'm talking to you. But we new moms are bringing the sprout back. Can I get an amen? Bring the sprout back. Look at that. Now, honestly, you guys, I can eat them just like this because this is so good. They really are delicious. Let's return this one. There we go. See how these are just, I mean, just very easily turning for me. They're just a light, nice brown. You're going to get a nice little crunch on that. Soaking up that oil. Oh, yes. Just like we want it. And you're thinking this is so tedious, a little bit, but this is for your fam, you. For you. Here we go. Okay. And see, by the time you finish turning one group, the next group is ready, and the next thing you know, they're all turned. Now, what you want to be able to do, I'm going to put a little more squig of olive oil in here, okay? Just because I don't want them to dry out, okay? Then I'm also going to add some garlic to this, okay? This is minced garlic. It's going to give it some good flavor there, okay? We're also going to add our salt. And you don't have to over salt it, because again, we're going to add prosciutto in there, as well as Parmesan cheese and some pepper. A little seasoning is necessary, okay? A little more oil. And I'm also going to take a little garlic powder. Now, because we've got this side cooked really well, now we can start, you see, to be a little more liberal with them. You see how they're cooked? Look at that. Beautiful and bright green. You don't want these to be mushy, but you need them to be firm. See that? And you don't want that garlic to burn, because garlic burns. Burned garlic does not taste good. It actually tastes bitter. A little more olive oil. Don't overdo it, but just keep your pan moist. Now we're going to test to see if these are done. We're going to take a fork and just pick one up and see how the fork goes through. See there? I want these to cook a little bit more, because I'd like them to be a little more tender. So to do so, leave it on. Make sure your temperature though doesn't get too high, because we don't want a problem, right? We don't want to burn them. Just want to soften them a little bit. Get a little shot of oil. They look pretty though. Come on, y'all, tell the truth. That's a pretty Brussels sprout right there. That's a pretty one. That's a pretty sprout. Oh man. Let's test again. Right here. Yes, see that? See how that went in there good? You want it to be somewhat firm, but you don't want it to be raw. Y'all understand what I mean? Firm, not raw. That should be a new hashtag. Firm, not raw. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna set these aside onto just a tray. I just have a plain tray and I put a piece of parchment paper on there. Just, I don't know, it looked cute, so I did it. That's how I roll. Okay? You don't have to have it on the parchment paper. I just needed to get it out of here. And what we're gonna make next is our cream sauce. So we're gonna get all these out. In fact, let's just, y'all, I'm trying to be all cute. No, I'm country. There we go. Get everything out of that pan. Okay. Now we're gonna make our garlic cream sauce, our Parmesan cream sauce. So we're gonna start with some Parmesan cream and just, I said Parmesan cream, heavy cream. And we're gonna pour this in. Now we're not gonna make so much sauce that we're bathing these in this. We're gonna make just enough so that there's a nice flavor coating to it, okay? So this is a cup or so of heavy cream. And you wanna use heavy cream because when you thicken the sauce and as it cooks, the heavy cream will absorb and cook down. If you use something thinner like half and half or milk, it won't really thin out like thicken up like you want it to. The sauce will be thin and you'll need to use flour or something. Because the truth is, if you do it like this though, you don't have to add extra flour to it, which means you're not adding any carbs. See? I can be healthy. Now, once this gets going, see how this is getting nice and warm and we want to keep all those flavor bits in there? Start sprinkling in the Parmesan cheese. Just like that. See that? And keep whisking it. Keep your heat around medium. Oh yes. That looks delicious, doesn't it, guys? You want to let this come to a boil so that it cooks up nicely and the flavors just all marry together. And then we're going to take nutmeg, secret weapon, real nutmeg, and just grate a little bit. Not a ton, just a smidge. You see that? Now you can use the nutmeg in the jar, but I'm telling you the flavor of the real nut. Testify, saints. Testify, church. That thing is good. Now you see how this is coming together nicely? Just bringing this to a nice gentle boil. Parmesan cheese is very salty in flavor. While our sauce is thickening up, we're going to take our prosciutto that we cooked. Just want to lay it out here. And we're just going to chop it up. See that? That's all we're going to do is give it a nice little rough chop. You can go as fine with it or as large as you want. I like to make the pieces so they can fit in your mouth easily. Look at that. There we go. This is why you want to crisp it, because you really can't cut it like that when it comes as is when you first open the package. Now look at how our sauce is thickened up here. We're going to turn down the heat. We're going to add our Brussels sprouts back in, like so. Oh, this is so good. You have this with like a nice steak dinner or something, and I'm telling you, whew, it's gourmet at home. Make sure you get those little pieces there. Those are the good ones. See that? There we go. And all you're gonna do, turn the heat off or very low, and just gently move these around. Now, if you want, you can like do more sauce, or you can do less sauce. You can plate just the sprouts and drizzle the sauce on them. We like a lot of sauce around here, so we're not playing. So we are gonna plate this up because it is done. All right, let's start here. Look at that. You see how beautiful that is? And it's so simple. You guys, this dish really just takes a few minutes to cook, and it is amazing. The flavors and everything, and we did not even add flour to thicken up our sauce. We let the Parmesan cheese do that and the heavy cream as it cooks down on its own. Just like so. Like so. Oh, y'all wish you were here. I know you do. I wish you were here too. We could all crush this together. Okay, now look at that. Look how beautiful that is. See that? Then what we're gonna do to finish our dish off, just watch y'all. Watch what we finna do. Gonna take just a little bit of sauce. Just a little bit. See that? Just a little bit. Okay. And then we're gonna take this lovely prosciutto, sprinkle that around for a lovely garnish. Look at that. Is that not beautiful, guys? And a little more Parmesan on the top, just to show that it's pretty and we got class. Boom. There is our dish. Does that not look absolutely amazing? And it didn't take long to cook at all. This is something you can make for an everyday dinner, and your family will just be absolutely in love. Let's give this a try. Because you gotta taste it. Oh man, that's so pretty. Let me wipe the sides, y'all, so we can make it look nice. There we go. I want to get some prosciutto and a sprout and sauce. Do you see how nice and tender that was? Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm feeling good. Okay. I don't want to burn my mouth. Wow. This is the way to eat Brussels sprouts. That Parmesan sauce, y'all. Oh my God, this is everything. Well, I hope you will give this a try. Send this video to your mom. Tell her, I would have eaten more Brussels sprouts if you had cooked them like this. And then say, just kidding, Chef Lorious told me to tell you that. Okay, don't say that. Figure something out. But whatever you do, guys, make these sprouts. This is amazing. The Parmesan cream sauce is just heavenly enriched. The sprouts, the flavor of them is not completely masked by the cheese sauce, but it does just what it needs to do. Thank you so much for joining me today in the kitchen. I can't wait to see you next time for more Calabama cooking with your girl, Chef Lorious. Happy cooking.